In this video, I'm going to be discussing the failure of LEGO Hidden Side, a theme that first released in 2019 and only lasted 2 years before getting cancelled. In this video, I'm going to be looking at everything to do with the theme, all of the sets, the minifigures, the video game, and more to answer the question of why did LEGO Hidden Side fail? What's up LEGO fans, it's LEGO Man Cam, and let's kick things off with a quick outline of what LEGO Hidden Side was as a theme overall. The main story behind the theme followed the main two characters, Jack Davids and Parker Jackson, both school kids attending Newbury High School. Jack is a YouTuber who takes vlogs and videos wherever he goes, and Parker is a quieter girl at school who loves going on an adventure. A few other main characters in the show are Douglas Elton, which is the school's janitor, who actually used to be a stuntman named El Fuego. However, he retired to being a janitor after sustaining too many injuries. There is also Dr. J.B. Watt, the school's scientist, who tags along with the gang, creating all of their tech that they use. There's also Spencer, Jack's dog, who somehow turned into a ghost. Anyway, the main plotline of the theme had to do with this gang of characters hunting down ghosts all across the town of Newbury. And what makes this LEGO theme different is the fact that there was an augmented reality app you could download to actually interact with all of these LEGO sets in a way that had never been seen before, but more on that later. Let's get into the first wave of sets, and these released on August 1st in 2019. We had JB's Ghost Lab, the Wrecked Shrimp Boat, the Graveyard Mystery, El Fuego's Stunt Truck, the Shrimp Shack Attack, the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000, the Ghost Train Express, and the Newbury Haunted High School. Honestly, this is a pretty stacked lineup for a first wave of sets. While its launch isn't as big as some other LEGO in-house themes like Chima or Nexo Nights, these 8 sets all offer something pretty different. Some standouts include the Shrimp Shack Attack, which is an awesome diner, and I love the aesthetic that we get here, which we never really see from LEGO. There's also the Haunted High School, which is one of the rare times we've ever gotten a LEGO school outside of LEGO Friends. I personally own the Graveyard Mystery, as I managed to pick this one up on clearance when the theme was dying in 2020. The set is a nice little diorama of a LEGO graveyard, which is pretty dark as far as LEGO goes, and it comes with both Jack and Parker, which I love the headpieces of both of these. Jack has a hoodie with a cap underneath, and then Parker's beanie looks really awesome too. The build features a caretaker who has a swappable head to show once he's possessed, and the build features a sort of central grave with a skeleton holding a key to the supply closet. There's a haunted tree over on the right which has some movable arms, and all around the set are these red elements as well as a spinnable statue featuring some yellow, blue, and pink tiles which could all interact with the mobile app. Now that we've looked at the Wave 1 sets, let's take a look at the animated shorts that we got for the series. Unlike LEGO Ninjago or LEGO Chima, Hidden Side didn't get a full TV series with 20-minute episodes, but instead we got 20 animated shorts that were released entirely on LEGO's YouTube channel. These shorts only went for 3 minutes each, so you could kind of watch the entirety of this show in only about an hour. The shorts are fine. They're nothing on the level of Ninjago, Chima, or Nexo Nights in terms of storytelling, but the show did have some continuity in it which I liked, such as El Fuego turns into a skeleton at the end of season 1, which then continues on into the second season. But other than that, there's not really anything too special here. I'm also not a fan of the ghost designs in these shorts either, as they all look ultra realistic and a lot of them don't even remotely look like LEGO, which isn't a bad thing for a show necessarily, but when you compare them to the minifigures or the main characters, they look really out of place. Another gripe I have with the show is that the main villain of the series, Lady E, was never actually included in any sets for the theme, which is pretty bizarre to me. It's kind of like if the Overlord was never in any Ninjago sets. Anyway, let's now take a look at the second wave of Hidden Side sets that we got, which were released on January 1st in 2020. Firstly, we have Welcome to the Hidden Side. We then have Jack's Beach Buggy, El Fuego's Stunt Plane, Newbury Subway, the Lighthouse of Darkness, and the Haunted Fairground. These 6 sets are definitely the weakest wave of the theme in my opinion. The stunt plane is a decent build, and I like the colour scheme, and the fairground is a fun concept which has some cool looking minifigures as well, but the subway, the buggy, and the lighthouse all just seem super generic to me. As with the first wave, I managed to pick up one of these sets back in 2020, which was Welcome to the Hidden Side, a $20 set with 4 minifigures and a decent sized build. Starting with those minifigures, we have 3 ghosts here which are all really nice. The 2 orange ones actually use unique face prints, and I love the ghost tailpiece on all the ghosts. The lumberjack looks kind of cool too, but the best minifigure here is Hidden Side Jack, who uses the beautiful light aqua color scheme for the torso and hoodie, which blends perfectly for the blue base color, and he even has a blue face. The set itself is fine, with a large haunted tree build in black with some blue leaves, and again you can find colored tiles all over the set which can interact with that mobile game. Also, just quickly, if you have seen a few of my videos and go on to enjoy them, please consider subscribing to help a small channel grow to 20,000. And speaking of that mobile game, let's take a look at the app itself. Similar to LEGO Nexo Nights, Hidden Side had a mobile game that interacted with the sets. However, the app took interaction to a whole nother level. While LEGO Nexo Nights just had scannable shields that you could use to help you defeat different enemies in the game, the Hidden Side game actually interacted with each entire set. I've got some gameplay footage here from Beyond the Brick, and you can see the entire set has been recreated in the game. You can actually play the game by interacting with the different elements of the set. While the gameplay is nothing crazy, you are actually required to level up your equipment in order to take on some harder enemies and bosses, so the interaction here is a lot more interactive than LEGO Nexo Nights was. However, the downsides from this app integration come from the fact that this influenced how LEGO Hidden Side's boxes were designed. You can see a box here on screen, but they were all designed with this cartoon look, showing the set in the real world and then it in the hidden side through the box. These boxes looked nothing like regular LEGO sets from the front, but thankfully the back of the boxes were a lot more normal looking. However, this essentially made you need to turn every single box around to see what the set looked like. Not a great decision by LEGO. This now brings us to our final wave of sets for the theme, released in June of 2020, right in the peak of COVID-19. We had JB's Submarine, the Supernatural Race Car, Newbury Abandoned Prison, the Phantom Fire Truck 3000, and the Mystery Castle. Now, this wave is a lot stronger in my opinion, and I actually like the Abandoned Prison set here. It reminds me a lot of the Ninjago Cryptarium Prison. And the fire truck is also decent here too, however the giant turret on the top looks a bit stupid. But the giant Nima Ream looks pretty awesome too, kind of like a LEGO Slenderman. But the best set of the wave, and by far the best LEGO Hidden Side set we ever got, was the Mystery Castle. Really reminiscent of the Monster Fighters castle from all those years ago, and this set just looks fantastic. The observatory in dark tan I think adds a lot of contrast, but the grey and black castle is the standout of the set. However, the stickers on it don't look very well colour matched. Interestingly, this third wave of sets also featured monsters and villains that were these large kind of dark, evil looking black creatures, rather than in the first 2 waves where we had humans that were possessed. We can now get into discussing why LEGO Hidden Side really failed, but let's quickly take a look at the promotional sets that we got for Hidden Side, as we did just see 4 of these. We had Chef Enzo's Haunted Hot Dogs, Elfwago's Stunt Cannon, the Newbury Juice Bar, and then the Drag Racer. These are all pretty unremarkable sets that are pretty forgettable, to be honest. So let's discuss why this theme failed. Firstly, the box art for this theme sucked, like really badly. I remember walking into the LEGO aisle and seeing all of these sets that all just look the same, and then you have a Hidden Side set which didn't even look like LEGO half the time. Another reason for its cancellation may be the sets and the theme itself. Spooky and haunted themes have never done particularly well at LEGO. Think back to Monster Fighters or Scooby-Doo, these are both themes that only ever got one wave and were pretty quickly cancelled. Hidden Side's characters also didn't look anything too remarkable, just being school kids and teachers, and their sets didn't really pop off shelves too much either. Take a set like the Ghost Train Express. It's an okay set, but it just doesn't look like anything special. And I think a lot of the other vehicle sets can be put in this category too, like the boat, the truck, and the plane. Another element here is the timing of the theme. Releasing in 2019, it came just at the time COVID happened and people were beginning to, or were in lockdown for most of 2020, mostly sitting in online school classrooms playing Fortnite Season 2. This meant that people were hesitant with their money and not going into stores to buy these sets. I know personally I saw a bunch of these on clearance, but I wasn't too much into clearance hunting as I am now, so I only picked up those 2 sets that I showed you today. Last we have the marketing for the theme, and while no, LEGO didn't push this theme as much as they may have with Ninjago, Chima or Nexo Nights at their release, they did have some promotion. LEGO even went as far to sponsor a bunch of popular children's YouTubers and invite them to a special hidden side themed haunted hotel where they had actors playing the characters who would become possessed. Also, just as a side note here, does anyone else remember Rebriculous? They were like a LEGO YouTube channel group thing back in 2018, and this haunted house video just reminded me that they existed. Anyway, with all that being said, I think Hidden Side was overall a pretty generic LEGO theme. Compared to some of the older themes from the early 2010s, it just feels like this theme was lacking a lot of charm and felt very out of place in the early 2020s, which I think only sped up its eventual cancellation. If you did enjoy today's video though, please leave a like and subscribe to help us reach 20k, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.